Hi there. Welcome to the next recording of the rehab class from what we did last week. I'm going to speak loud because I'm going to go over there and show you what we did in terms of the pelvis and the foot on the wobbles. So we worked a lot on the blocks and we worked a lot on the half foam rollers. A lot of this inspired by Katie Bowman, who's from Nutrition's Movement. She's the wonderful biomechanics teacher who I'm doing a lot of work with at the moment in terms of inspiration. So I'll show you what we did in a moment, but the main thing to remember is that it's about walking. So the idea is that this does not go out. I have to crouch down so you can see me when we walk. We're controlling the lateral hip rotators. These muscles in here, they get really tight because we sit a lot and because we don't stretch them. But what if we didn't have to stretch them because we move them well anyway? They're tiny muscles that go from the sacrum out here into this part of your leg, that's the bony bit on the outside, called the greater trochanter. Anatomy over. When you walk, we want to have control. The word stability is out in rehab. We're looking for control. So we talked about, can we stand with one leg off the ground, which is like when you walk, without the hip shifting to the side? Two options. By the way, as a little safety point, if you have a hip replacement or issues with your knees, feet should be fine, then you have to make sure you keep one leg on the floor for this. If you don't, you can do the full version with your foot up. This is easier. This is a little bit harder, and this is harder still. So let's show you. We talked about standing. You can almost see. Let's go back a little bit. Standing and being able to lift up the other foot off the floor in an advanced version, doing all sorts of movement without letting that hip go out to the side. When the hip goes out to the side, it puts more pressure on your medial knee. Can you keep the hip in and lower and lift your pelvis? Can you keep the hip in and keep the knee straight as well? If you have the hip replacement or issues with your knee, please keep the leg on the floor and just lower and lift your hip without shifting it to the side. If you stand on the wobble, it makes it a little bit more tricky. So we use all of our principles to keep the stability, like spreading the toes, spreading the end of your fifth toe, opening your shoulders, spreading your shoulder blades apart as if you're pulling a bar. Any of those things you've already done with me. It's about keeping the pelvis controlled, not stiff, not level, controlled, so that when you take one leg off the floor, your body can adapt beautifully. Hope that helps. Go walking and walk big.